to you. I just caught this white bass with a new little chartreuse tube that I put on, and they really want it. They really want this tube. I've been catching them practically every cast. But I want to point out something that's really important. You might not be able to see this, but this particular rod is a lot longer rod. It's a 7-foot rod versus a 6-foot rod that I've been using. So if I pull that down, this actually has a tip that's just like almost like a trout tip, a tip on a trout rod. So I've got to be really careful with this. And what really happens is that when a fish bites, if I don't set the hook really hard, the fish will not take it in. I'm going to show you a couple of times when the fish very well may come off, and then I want to show you how to set the hook when you've got a tip of your rod that's a little bit flimsier than it should be for what you're fishing. Okay, this time I'm just going to not really set the hook at all, and just watch what happens when the fish come up. Okay, now that one came in. That was not a good representation of what I'm talking about. But I will show you how to set the hook, because these fish are pretty active right now and they're really trying to bite it. But I'll try a couple of more casts and see if I can't show you one of these or one or two of these like they are. So once again, I'm just casting upstream, letting it drift down until the fish find it. And then they'll come up and swipe at it. Swimming it downstream. And so many times, if you've got a shorter, more stout rod, stout tip, you hardly have to set the hook. But if you don't set the hook at all, a lot of the times these fish have been coming out. They'll only get part of the hook, and I won't be able to bring them into shore. Now they become, as I said, quite active, so I might not be able to show you, but I am going to show you the different hook set. So if you need to have a little bit of a flimsier tip, this is the kind of hook set that you have to make. When you feel it, just take your wrist and just flip it straight up. There you go. And I just pulled him right out of the water with that hook set. But that's the kind of hook set to make sure that fish is hooked. Now this fish ate that all the way down. So once again, we know how to do this. Just open up that mouth, find where the hook went in, push your index finger straight down, pull it out, no blood, easy out, and that fish is returned. I hope this tip helps you figure out how to set the hook when your rod tip might be a little bit more flimsy than you need to catch these white bass.